Alrighty, good morning guys. Welcome to the live stream today. I will tell you guys, this morning is going very well. We are seeing bank stocks rip to the upside. I don't know if you guys have noticed that or not so far this morning, but I know a lot of stocks are up right now, but banks are having a particularly good morning here. We have Bank of America running up, Goldman Sachs is running, JP Morgan is also to the upside. I believe JP Morgan was actually Mike's free day trade in the Discord today, so definitely check that out. He has it above 155.50. Look at calls. We just broke above that, and it's starting to run up, so definitely starting to get some good momentum there on good old JP Morgan. But yeah, good morning guys. Thank you guys so much for joining up. Of course, as always, thank you Vicky, E, Sean, Keisha, George, and Jamie. Thank you so much for joining up. Jamie, let me know what stocks you want to see for sure. There's definitely a lot popping up today. But yeah, Keisha says, morning, can we get a good solid green day today? And then Sean says, I'm skeptical. Yeah, I'm kind of skeptical too, but I will say it's going very well so far, Keisha. I would say that the SPY has a pretty good chance to close up into the green today, personally. If we end up closing red today, personally, I'll be pretty surprised. I feel like the market's just kind of due for some type of green momentum here. And we're seeing a lot of good movement out of stocks. Even Apple is having a pretty good morning. I noticed Tesla was up like 6% or so. Actually, it's only 4%, but they were at like the top of my watch list here. I'm seeing like Robinhood up quite a bit. Looks like Roblox is up quite a bit too. We also have Rivian running up, which is nice. Chewy, one of Mike's favorites here, is up. Actually breaking out above $30 in a pretty nice way here. I'm actually going to put that in the Discord really quick. But yeah, Chewy is running this morning. It's looking hot there. Gotta love Chewy there. It's running this morning. It is definitely looking hot. We have Lucid also running up here. Square or Block is also moving up 4.7%. So guys, it's been a pretty good day so far. We had that nice gap up in pre-market. Now at market open, we are having nice moves back to the upside. I see DraftKings here back up to 1192. Ooh, thank the Lord, DraftKings is going up. They were starting to get pretty low there for a while. Almost got back down to, what was it, $10 a share? Let's look at that max daily chart. Yeah, almost back down to $10. I think they were like 50 cents off, but nonetheless, hey, I'll take the good green movement today. But as always, let me know what stocks you guys are watching, and we will definitely cover that here. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining up today. I definitely appreciate that. But so far, we're just seeing pretty good momentum plays across the board. Glad to see these stocks running up. As far as stocks at the bottom of my watch list here, I did notice Redbox is pulling back a little bit. They're one of the only stocks red for me today. I also see Adobe's in the red. Unfortunately, Disney's still in the red, which sucks. I know that they're one of the ones we've been looking at a lot over the past couple weeks and couple years, but yeah, it's hopefully they can recover back up. I think they will, but as soon as they fell under $100, they've been pretty slow lately, but they're trying to come back nonetheless. But not too many stocks, that are slow movers today. Like I said, we have a lot of big stocks that are like running back to the upside. Nvidia is having a very big move this morning. Like this stock is starting to really break back to the upside, guys. Wow, I mean, I cannot believe the way some of these stocks are breaking back up here. This makes me really think that we'll end today green, even if it's not green like up here where we are with Nvidia, up 4% or anything. I feel like it'll close up above at least like 161 or something. So at least if we don't stay moving up all day, at least we'll close green by technicalities here because of the close of Friday. But yeah, let's check out some of these China plays. I know those stocks were really moving last week. Looks like NIO is actually having a pretty good day, up 6.7%. One of the bigger movers we've actually seen so far this morning. They actually just broke above that high of pre-market just now at 22.22. So we'll have to see where they end up running. But hey, they have some really good momentum going on. I would think they could continue to the upside. Baba actually had a really nice move to the upside this morning as well, but they're not holding up quite as well as like NIO is. Let's see XPEV. Yeah, XPEV's holding up good too, which is great. I noticed JD earlier was actually falling off into the red, which It made me a little bit worried for some of the China plays, like even Baidu's falling off. I hope that Neo can hold its ground and still run because, yeah, it sucks to see some of those bigger China stocks, even like Baba, is fairly slow this morning compared to Neo. So kind of different to see that here. Sean says, "Here we go, Apple. Let's see. Yeah, let's see it. I know I called this one out in the day trading channel today. Let's see if she can keep going. I know she broke above 134 there at market open. It would have been a pretty good momentum play there, right to the upside if you would have caught it on that break. That was my free day trade in the Discord today. So yeah, that play is running up pretty well so far. So glad to see that today. You know, good movement so far, and yeah, it's really running up, Sean. I will say that type of setup to me is just such a bullish setup. Whenever you see a big breakout in pre-market like that, and then the market consolidates back down. I don't know about you guys, but that just looks like a huge flag or just bullish type of movement to the upside for me. Whereas kind of like how we broke down in pre-market the other day, then we continued lower. I was kind of waiting for that break of pre-market lower, kind of like how today I was just waiting for that nice break back up in pre-market. But yeah, you're right. Apple's doing great, Sean. Thank you for calling that one out there. Keisha says, "Did you see K going nuts?" Yeah, Kellogg's. I heard they had some crazy news, Keisha, where they were actually going to split off into a few different companies. So that's very interesting news, I think. But nonetheless, it's going to be really big for their stock. I don't know exactly how the news is here. Let's go see on the news tab, actually. But yeah, they're going to split into 3 different companies here. Barron's is saying this. Let's see. The name of the companies will be determined later. Let's see. The first, Global Snacking Company, will encompass Kellogg's Global Snacking, International Cereal and Noodles, and North American Frozen Breakfast. Kellogg's estimates this company will have about $11.4 billion in net sales. Interesting. So yeah, they're spinning off into 3 different companies. Looks like it says here, they're going to be named later, but I did hear about this morning. Mike actually told me about it, so it was very interesting. But yeah, nonetheless, K is moving a lot today, Keisha. Had a big explosion early on, and it is starting to fall back down a little bit right now, but it did have that nice big explosion there. Ooh, I will say though, Keisha, unfortunately, I do not like this daily chart setup with K. I'm glad that it's breaking out now. As long as it can keep breaking out, then that's great. But if we start falling back below $66 over the next couple months, that is going to be worrisome. If we break below 66, I will really look for a big move down. So yeah, be really careful with that one. I think it could go all over the place, especially with them splitting. Personally, I like Kraft Heinz a lot, KHC. I think that one is my favorite like food company out of all of them. Warren Buffett's in this one too, and I will say it was doing very, very well while inflation was going up, which was great to see, but then it turned right back over whenever Walmart and Target and all those stocks started going back down. So it was bad to see them kind of turn over like that. It was a little bit unfortunate there, but it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, KHC was down. But let's see. Yeah, guys, just let me know what stocks you want to see, of course, what you guys want to talk about. We can talk about anything from inflation to Russia to anything like that. Just let me know. And also, don't forget to smash that like button. That always helps me out. Of course, as you know, Carlos Serrano says, thoughts on Boeing. I actually really like Boeing, Carlos, if you're buying it at the right price. And I think that this is somewhere around the right price right now. The market, it's probably going to be shaky for a couple more weeks, Carlos. So, just keep that in mind, or at least a couple more months, probably, with everything going on with rates and everything like that before we recover back. But hey, I hope the recovery comes sooner rather than later. But the main news is that Boeing here, it's going to be important to watch. Of course, they're very, very low right now. Earlier this year, they were sitting around $200 or $225, depending on where you look at like that median there. But overall, I think getting it anywhere under like 140 is a good price right now. It's going to be a tough one though. I know that Boeing is never just a stock that goes straight up. It has a ton of volatility to it. You can see even on the way down here, it was like up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And finally we had that big break of support. But yeah, it was brutal with Boeing, guys. Just can't believe that we're this low again. Let's look at that max daily chart here. See how that looks there. Yeah, I mean, you're getting really close to that support. I would say for like a day trade today, Carlos, I don't like it to the upside too much. It's kind of selling off on a day when a lot of stocks are in the red, unfortunately. So that does make me a little bit worried with it. But in the end, I will say I like Boeing for the longer term. So that's going to be my main thing there. There is some issues even with them in the long term. You know, they've had a lot of issues lately selling planes, and they've had some crashes and some stuff like that. So still keep that in the back of your mind, of course, Carlos. But hopefully that helps you out there. But yeah, like I said, guys, smash that like button, of course. Don't forget that. That really helps us out here on the streams. But yeah, let me know what stocks you guys are watching today. I'll check it out. You know, if you guys are day trading anything, we can throw those up on the charts. But Chewy just kept exploding up today, guys, breaking out above $30. I know we talked about that break of 30, but now it's up 9% on the day. We are having a really big run up with them. Roblox is also blasting to the upside today, having a great move. So that is awesome to see as well. I just saw Mike posted Amazon in the Discord. Let's check them out. Wow, they're breaking above 110, and they are having a pretty good move up, just like Apple today. Their charts look very similar, actually, this morning. With the way they gapped up, they fell down, and now they're kind of running back up above that high of that gap there. So it's been looking really, really hot. But yeah, that's great news for Amazon there. I think it's looking good for them. So that's always good to see. Glad to see them up this morning. They look just like Apple, like I said, guys. Even Apple has a very similar setup. Microsoft actually looks just like it as well. So those three stocks are looking very similar today. Let's see Tesla. Tesla is just looking a lot stronger than those stocks. It's up 6.2%, and Tesla is really running up, guys. I mean, this breakout with Tesla here is awesome. So glad to see them running up with such momentum. That's great. Looks like AMD is actually running up above last week's resistance of like 84.50. You guys should definitely check this one out, I think. This one, I think, has some more movement in the tank today. I don't know if you guys are watching AMD or NVIDIA for any day trades today on some of these semiconductors, but wow, I mean, it is looking pretty hot here today, guys. I think that there's a lot of great setups this morning, so hopefully you guys were taking advantage because it is a great day so far this morning. But yeah, of course, I appreciate everybody being here, and you know, I'm glad that I'm back after that 3-day weekend. I'll tell you, sometimes those 3-day weekends can get you a little bit messed up. It had me a little bit messed up this morning. Or I shouldn't say this morning. I felt fine today. More of it had me messed up yesterday because I was sitting there in the morning. I woke up early. So here's my morning yesterday. I woke up right around like, 7 p.m. for like an hour before the market opens, probably an hour and a half, or 7 a.m. I woke up, and then I expected the market to be open like initially when I first woke up, and then I took a drink of water and I was like, oh man, that's right, we're closed today. So I went back to bed, and then I slept all the way till noon yesterday, and I woke up and I was like, no, I wasted my day away. So it was a pretty adventurous day yesterday, but nonetheless it was funny. Yeah, I woke up at noon and I slept my whole day away, which sucked, but it's all right. It is what it is. But yeah, as far as stocks moving today, guys, AMD was having some good momentum. I noticed it did slow down a little bit right now. I will say Rivian, though, kept going up today. I mean, they dipped down a little bit, but now they're coming right back up on the 1 minute. It actually looks pretty hot today, I will say. This is a pretty good setup here. I actually don't mind it at all. It looks pretty nice to the upside. And yeah, for the for overall movement today, I'll take it out of Rivian. I hope it breaks that high of or that high right there. Let's see what it's at actually. 28.75. If we could break that today, I would be extremely happy, but I'm not sure that we're gonna see that or not. Tesla kept going though. It ran up another 2%, guys, since we talked about it last time. I think we were at like 4.4 or 4.5% the last time we talked about it. Now we're sitting like right around 6.5%. So definitely good movement here on Tesla. Glad to see them running up the way they are. I think it actually looks pretty hot here with Tesla. They had a great pre-market. I love the way they broke out in that. It actually made for some really good upwards momentum there, to say the least. But I'm glad to see them up, guys. It's definitely reassuring. Tesla's one of the bigger stocks in the market now, of course, and I know it's a viewer favorite. Everybody loves to see Tesla, and of course, anytime Tesla's talked about, it seems like people just go crazy. I guess people just have a love for Elon or a love for the cars or whatever it is, but hey, it works. Logitech's up today too, guys. Baba's up. Yeah, really good morning so far. Ooh, I will say Baba's up, but it's fallen back off now a little bit, which is a little bit concerning, I guess I could say here. I hate to see that. That is a bad sell-off back down here. It's kind of strange. I don't know. They are selling back off, though. They're kind of filling that gap back to the downside. Yeah, kind of strange. Kind of filling that, kind of trying to fill that gap up from pre-market today. But yeah, kind of strange to see them down on a day where we have a lot of big stocks. Even the SPY is breaking out and moving in a great way. I know QQQ was up. We have the Dow, of course, flying up. Let's see how much Dow futures are positive today. They're up $458, which is kind of interesting there. Yeah, $458 is definitely pretty big, though. It's just, it's just, whenever you're looking at a move up and the Dow's only up 450, but we fell like 900 last week on Friday, then it starts to look a little bit more brutal. So that's kind of where I'm at with the Dow here. But yeah, good old Dow actually had a big dip down, guys. I mean, that is a big dip. And we're actually right. Oh my gosh, guys. Guys, Dow futures is bouncing right at that COVID high, which is kind of insane. I mean, that is a pretty good bounce there. I can't lie, guys. That is a really good move. Let me know how you guys think that this bounce is going to be here, because that is a very good bounce, I should say. Yeah, like let's actually make this a little bit bigger here so everyone can. Yeah, it's that thick red line there. That is actually a really crazy type of bounce there. I'm going to circle over there right where that COVID high was, because wow, that is a crazy move. I'm gonna copy that chart and save it, because I actually really like to see that, guys. That is some crazy movement, and as far as charts are concerned, really glad to see that. So very strange, but yeah, it's an interesting setup for sure. I mean, it's definitely interesting, but yeah, that SPY bounces, or that bounce on the Dow futures is pretty big here, actually, right off of that. Yeah, that is actually big, guys. I'm going to post that in Discord. But yeah, for right now, that is a crazy move there. And those futures are moving up big. I mean, so far today, Dow futures are running up. If they can break above 30,400, I think we'll see another run up with the market potentially. So hopefully we do see that happen here. But yeah, the Dow has been all over the place. And I know people don't generally like to trade, Dow or just SPY or anything like that. But lately, I mean, trading like SPY puts and stuff has been the way to go. If you can catch it at the right time intraday, of course. Of course, you don't want to catch it at the low of day and then have the SPY recover up on you or nothing, but that's always a possibility. But you never want to you always want to try to be more strategic with it than just buying it, at the low of day. You want to, like for example, on days where the SPY is down, buy it at a higher point in the day than a lower point, of course, unless you see some really big momentum coming in. But usually we don't see that type of momentum come into SPY. But yeah, Dow futures are bouncing right off of that pre-COVID high. Yep, they're bouncing right off there. But yeah, let me know what stocks you guys want to see today. I know you guys have to be looking at some types of stocks today. Let's see. I know as far as me, I've been watching a lot of Tesla, like we've been talking about. Rivian's been another one, though. They're actually about to break again back out above that high there, right around 28.75. We talked about that level a few minutes ago at 28.75. Watch for that secondary break here. Rivian's already up 9%, though. I don't really expect them to run up like, 15% or anything like that today. But I will say, as far as their movement so far, it looks pretty decent. And if they do end up breaking out, who knows? They might run up another couple percent or something like that. Like I said, though, they're already up like 9%. So I'm not really looking for it to bounce, too much more than 9%. Sometimes we see these stocks recover up like 10 to 15% sometimes, and hopefully that's one of those days today. But it looks like it is having some trouble breaking that resistance right there. Yeah, just very interesting setup on them today. Let's see these oil stocks. I know people have been loving those lately, and we actually had Exxon start to gap back to the upside today with Oxy, believe it or not. So, yeah, these stocks are running right back to the upside here with some pretty good momentum, and I will say they've been really selling off over the past couple months, and now they're dipping back down. Maybe there'll be a pretty good buying opportunity down here around $56 or $60 on Oxy. I mean, I know that Warren Buffett's in somewhere around like 55 to 60, I thought. I don't know his exact price, but I know he's been buying in somewhere around this like consolidation area up here at the top. So maybe we'll see another move back up now with Oxy. That would definitely be nice. Same thing with Exxon. Exxon bounced right off of that 100 SMA. So did Oxy. Let's see CVX. CVX is just bouncing off of a low. CVX actually wasn't even like on support or anything. They just started bouncing back up, I think, with some of those other oil plays. But yeah, yeah, but hopefully the market just keeps recovering up, guys. I mean, we have a lot of stocks running up today. I wonder how Apple and Microsoft are still faring. I know earlier they were definitely doing good, but right now they are starting to slow down, I guess. Let's see, they're just hovering like right around 136. Yeah, not really having too much breakout movement right here. I mean, I feel like they might after they consolidate for a little while. Like you can tell this is definitely an area of consolidation, but I think that they can end up breaking back out. It's just right now it is having some issues. If it starts to run though, guys, I think that can still be a good play. My free day trade today was Apple above 134, and if you would have caught that on like that first 1 minute candle or the first couple that it would have passed above there, man, you could have really had some pretty good trades today on good old Apple. So yeah, it's definitely having some great movement, but hate to see the way that it's you know, just consolidating here. I want to see straight upwards movement like we're seeing with Tesla. You know, Tesla's been straight up all day long. We're almost back up to $700 actually on Tesla. And look at Tesla on the daily. They've been actually consolidating down here for a little bit, and yeah, it hasn't actually looked bad. Huh. But yeah, that double bottom actually is not too bad. I mean, right around 600. Pretty good 630 support too there. So glad to see Tessie starting to bounce back up. Yeah, let me know how you guys think about Tessie. I know some people call it that in Discord, and man, that stuff makes me laugh so hard whenever I see people call it good old Tessie there. But yeah, it's definitely running up, guys. We're almost getting up to $700 today, which is looking great there. So if we could get up to $700 on Tesla, that would be nice. Let's go check out UUUU, because this is one of those uranium stocks here actually, and it's looking pretty good today. It's up 6.6%. It gapped up. It's having pretty good movement. Yeah, I mean, I look at that daily chart. When I look at the daily, it does worry me a little bit. Like this is definitely you know, on the bearish side of things coming down. If we do start recovering back, it could be a pretty good buying opportunity down here low. I just am a little bit worried with the way she's moving right now. I feel like she could have another leg down towards like $4 or something, and I'd hate to see that. So hopefully that doesn't happen with Energy Fuels. Looks like CCJ, which is another uranium stock, and this one's actually Mike's favorite, I believe, of the two, is looking a little bit good as well today. It's up 4.9%. Of course, it's had pretty good movement because it gapped up with a lot of other stocks, but it's not really like running or nothing like that right now. It's kind of a slow mover, but on that daily chart, it might be a good buying opportunity if it keeps bouncing off of some of these lower supports. Definitely keep it on the radar, guys. If you see it run up on like a multi-day level or something, it could end up being pretty good. But let's go back to Tesla really quick, because Tesla's actually right at 700. It looks like it broke above it actually momentarily there, just above 700. Guys, let me know if you guys think that 700 will be the top today, or if you think Tesla will keep going. We're already up 7.6% today. I mean, it can definitely break above 700 a little bit, but I mean, how much more do you guys think this thing's going to run? I mean, do you think it'll go up to like 710 or like 720? Or let me know, because I mean, man, this thing is definitely starting to get some great momentum up here. Glad to see that with Tesla. I noticed the other EV stock, Rivian, is also running. I guess these growth stocks are getting a secondary leg up today, guys. Let's see. Yeah, even Palantir breaking out as we speak. DraftKings is running up. We have Plug, good old PLUG moving to the upside as well. Plug actually just broke above the high of today, right around 1675. That could be a great play to throw on your watch list if you guys are watching that. But yeah, it's very nice there. Yeah, that is very nice. Maybe. Sorry about that, guys. I had to make that post about Dow futures in the Discord and grab a quick drink. Oh man, I feel like with the way stocks are breaking out today, I've been like a an auctioneer. George says DraftKings breaking out. Yeah, let's go check out good old DraftKings there. Then he says that bounce on AMD at 83. Yeah, DraftKings is really breaking out, George. You're right. It just ran from 12 up to 1220 in just a couple minutes there. And he said, oh my gosh, George. What the? This is a really weird setup on AMD. I mean, wow, that is a crazy turnaround. Look at Baba turnaround too. So glad to see that. But yeah, AMD turnaround too there, George. You're right. That is a big move back to the upside. That is pretty insane. But yeah, there we go. DraftKings is running up. That's a big move. Glad to see that one, George. Carlos says Tesla hit 700. Yeah, it hit 700 and ran up to 705 for sure. Thanks for calling that one out. Keisha says, I would have thought Target would have recovered by now, but it's still in the dumps. Let's see. Good old TGT. Let's see here. Target. She thought it would have recovered by now, but still in the dump. Yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty good today. You know, Target is a slow mover, though, Keisha. It's not going to have, 5% up days like we're seeing right now. But it is definitely a nice move today, intraday. So glad to see it up a little bit. And I will say the setup is definitely not too bad on it. So I'll take it. But Catherine says Bob is running to the high of day. If it breaks above, I think it might have room to go higher. What do you think for a day trade? I think that could be a pretty good one, Catherine. If you see Baba break solidly above 107, I think that you could day trade that to the upside. It's definitely in a crazy setup. I will say this, it's crazy with the way it was falling off there. It was underperforming a lot of stocks for a while, but it's definitely running up. So glad to see that running up for you, Catherine. I think that it'll be a good day trade. Like I said, if it breaks above 107 and it gets some good momentum like it has now, I think it can definitely be a pretty good day trade. So maybe look to do that one. Go in Discord, Catherine, and maybe ask around in there too. I know guys love day trading in there. So if you're interested, go check out that Discord. And I know that a lot of you guys are definitely already in there. But of course, if you post you want to day trade Baba, who knows? Maybe somebody will even follow along because sometimes people love day trading those China stocks in there. George says nice setup on Nvidia too. Yeah, thanks, Cyber. It's really running up here. Wow, she's breaking 168 and she keeps going. I mean, just continually is breaking above that high of day. Yeah, that's a great move up today, George. Stocks were starting to consolidate there for a few minutes, and I am really glad they got that secondary leg. We always talk about this every morning where we're waiting for that big secondary push up, but it usually doesn't come. Today, we're actually seeing that happen and play out in a nice way. So glad to see the stocks are breaking out. And, we kind of predicted this morning. We had a cool title on the stream today, and I had a lot of green momentum all over the board on my watch list. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, I did. Nvidia up to 168.95 now, almost touching 170 on this recovery. looking very, very hot, actually. I don't know if this is going to be the low or not with the market, guys, but it's looking pretty good. Like I talked about earlier, whenever we look at slash YM or the Dow futures there, whenever you look on that max daily chart, we are bouncing right off of that pre-COVID high, which is very interesting. That's also pretty close to the 1,000 SMA, which is a little bit interesting too. You know, that 1,000 SMA is played out pretty well in the past whenever stocks are falling. Of course, when we fell with COVID, we blasted through the 1,000 SMA. It looks like with the Dow, the 1,000 SMA we haven't had the best bounces. If we go to SPY, you can see how whenever we crash with the China crash, we bounced right off of the 1,000, like perfectly off of it. And then we had a pretty good bounce off of it whenever COVID happened. After COVID happened, of course, like a month later, whenever we were recovering, we saw a pretty big bounce off of it on the way up. So that was interesting there. Then we finally broke back above it. But yeah, I'm just pointing that out. That 1,000 SMA can sometimes do pretty well. Keisha says zoom out and you'll see that haven't even started filling the gap on target. Yeah, I know, Keisha. I know, don't worry. I know on the max daily, yeah. I've been paying attention to those retailers for sure. It's been brutal. I know Costco's like this, Walmart's like this, even Kroger's been going down. One of my favorite Kraft Heinz KHC is falling off. Clorox or CLX is down a lot too, Keisha. Yeah, it's crazy to see them down like that. KR was going down with their earnings last week. They're another one kind of falling off with Target there. But yeah, it's always good to see it up today at least. But yeah, it definitely has some room to recover back up, Keisha. That is for sure. I don't know how much longer Target's going to go down for. I will say, Keisha, Target did get a little bit overextended for a while, so I don't know how much lower they're going to go, but that is pretty insane. Is that Campbell's Soup? Keisha, she says, do you like CPB? I think that's Campbell's Soup. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that is Campbell's Soup. Okay. Yeah, I do like this one, Keisha. I will say, for the long term, I think this one's in a pretty good setup, and I think it's actually at a really good buying point right now, especially if you're going to average in. I think it's at a great buying opportunity. I like that they pay a dividend, Keisha. Let me look at what the dividend actually is really quick. Let's see, CPB. And let's check it out on the dashboard. Might as well. Yeah, I mean, their revenue's been all over the place. It looks like it fell down a little bit in 2021 compared to 2022. Their net profit margins are all right. They do pay a good dividend, though, 3.2%. That's the main thing I wanted to see there, Keisha. Yeah, that's actually, I like the setup. I like the stock personally, Campbell's Soup. I think it'll be pretty good. Honestly, thanks for pointing this one out because I might be a buyer of this one pretty soon, Keisha. It's a nice slower mover that pays a dividend. I generally like those types of stocks as long as they can hold up and just go flat for a couple of years. I'll generally enjoy that. But yeah, I like the movement, Keisha. Honestly, I think it's not bad, and we're buying it on a really good dip. So yeah, personally, I like it, especially with that dividend. Like I said, that definitely helps with CPB. Plus, well, I should say, I guess one negative. I was gonna say one plus is that inflation's going up right now, so that usually makes the cost of these goods go up, but it might stop spending in the shorter term. So, you know, it's gonna have a good effect and a bad effect. I hope that spending doesn't stop too much, but you know, Campbell's Soup is something that is pretty cheap. I think I don't. You know, my girlfriend usually buys the cans of soup. I don't remember exactly how much they went for. I think it's like $1.69 or like $2 for a can of soup now, or something. You know, for like chunky chicken noodle soup. But I know that the prices have definitely been going up, so I'm curious actually to see what the prices are on the chicken noodle soup. Kind of funny, chicken noodle soup. But remember there was something like last week, some company got bought out by Chicken Soup for the Soul. Man, let me know if you guys remember what company that was with the chicken soup news, because I cannot put my finger on it. Maybe it was Kroger or something, or Costco. Nah, it wasn't Costco or Kroger, but I know there was something with chicken soup. Somebody got bought out by him last week. If you guys remember that one, that'll be you got a good memory for sure if you remember that one, because that was a pretty funny event. But yeah, actually, Chewy, guys, is now up These stocks continued running with momentum, guys. Here we go. Chewy's now up 13%. That is just nuts. I cannot believe that Chewy's up 13%. Wow. I mean, that is a great recovery back up there. I mean, that is nice to see. I am glad to see them that they continued running. I know they broke $30 in a big way, but wow, I didn't expect them to run all the way up to $32.50 that quickly. Like, that is a huge run, huge move to the upside, and yeah, that is just wow, wow, wow. That is just a crazy run, guys. I mean, the way that these stocks are running today is nice. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the market saw Dow futures bounce off of the pre-COVID high or what happened, but I don't know. Something's pumping the market up today. I mean, that is for sure. That is for certain. Just about everything's coming up, and a lot of stocks are honestly double bottoming. Like, if we even go look at like Asana, just pick a random growth stock. We haven't even talked about Asana at all today. You know, it's kind of double bottoming around like 1620. It's had a lot of movement down here around this support. If we go look at DraftKings, DKNG, of course, they kind of double bottomed right around $10 a share. So they even had a pretty big, you know, double bottom for them too. Then we go look at like Unity, something like that. They even double bottomed around 30. So a lot of these stocks are moving off of support and actually making slightly higher highs. Some of them are making, they made lower lows before bouncing, but some of them are actually making higher lows, which is usually a pretty good sign here. And I hope that that does help a lot of these stocks continue up because, yeah, they are definitely running up with momentum. Tesla continued up, guys, up towards 705 to 707 at the high of day. I mean, this is just a great day, guys. Hit that like button if you guys are liking this movement in the market because it's been awesome. And hopefully you guys are taking advantage. Did you guys make any money today on any day trades? Because, man, it has been an amazing day. Good morning, Hunter. Thanks for joining up today. How was class? I'm sure you had to get back at it today after a nice day off yesterday, I'm sure. But, yeah, good morning. Thanks for joining up today. Of course, Hunter, if you're seeing any interesting setups, definitely let me know. Even anything for the longer term, throw it out there. You know, of course, we'll always have fun looking at stocks like that. And I'm sure people will be interested to see what you're looking at for the longer term, considering, you know, how much you've been getting into longer term plays and everything like that. So it's been pretty cool. But yeah, stocks are running up today. Hunter goes, I didn't even have yesterday off. Wow, yeah, I figured you would have been off yesterday since all the banks and everything were off. But yeah, that's too bad. But you know, I guess hey, you know, you'll be that you'll have that master's soon, Hunter, and then you'll be you know, then you won't even have to worry about it no more. But we know how that goes. But yeah, so far today, Hunter, the market's been great. You know, Tesla's been running up. I noticed we had Rivian having a huge pop to the upside this morning, Hunter. They've been popping up a lot. Asana has had a huge move with all the I know Moskovitz has that big billion-dollar position and everything like that on them. We had AMD and Nvidia also running up today. Nvidia was looking a lot hotter than AMD was, Hunter, so that was nice to see. I know one of your favorites, Palantir, was actually doing very well, up 7.8%. Their setup today was great. They pretty much ran up all morning. So yeah, it's been a great day. Peter goes, Gym bros never take a day off. Yeah, that's right. Hunter probably doesn't take a day off, Peter. You're probably right about that. Man, I'll be honest. I've been going to the gym this year pretty much I would say on average, 5 days a week for ever since like February 1st of this year. I've been going 5 days a week. Last week was my first week where I took like 4 days off, and you know, now I'm like back at it, you know, like 5-6 days a week again. But yeah, last week was the first week I took off because my buddy went on vacation, and I just did some workouts at home and stuff, you know, did some push-ups, I have a bench at home, so I did some benching here. Had like a little safety on it, so I used that, but that was definitely a big one. Hunter says, I usually take 1 day off a week from the gym. Oh, okay. 1 day a week. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm about 2 days off a week, sometimes 3, depending on if my buddy's busy on Friday night or if I have something to do. But usually we try to get at least 5 in. But yeah, that's cool though, Hunter. Only 1 day a week. Do you mix it up a lot? Like, do you do like, for example, like arms on Monday, then like back on Tuesday, then maybe like shoulders Wednesday, then legs on Thursday, then Friday and Saturday you might like do something else. Like, do you have like a set schedule or something you do, Hunter? Just yeah, let me know because I'd be honestly be a little bit interested myself. But let's see here. Yeah, but let me know what stocks you guys are looking at today. Bick says, hey, thanks for joining up, Bick. Glad to see you. I was kind of missing you this morning, to be honest, Bick. They said, hi, Tom. You think the market can keep going up since Chair is off today and tomorrow? Um, I don't know about that, Bick. I would say today the market would start to slow down a little bit, in my opinion. We're already up quite a bit today, and SPY is like right up into resistance. Um, they also said I meant Chair is speaking. Oh, okay. They meant Chair is speaking tomorrow and Thursday. Gotcha, Bick. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, yeah. Powell's going to be giving a testimony. Personally, I think that I don't think Powell's going to move the markets too much this time. He's going to be testifying before Congress though, so they're going to be grilling him probably on the inflation and raising rates and everything like that. Easy Rider Danger says push up chapstick fist bump. Oh my gosh, that's funny. But yeah, Bick. Yeah, Bick, you're right. Powell will be speaking. It's gonna be crazy. I don't think it's gonna move the market too much, but as far as today and tomorrow, I think the market has more of a chance to continue up tomorrow than it does today. I feel like today stocks are gonna slow down eventually. I mean, Tesla had such a big run up this morning. We have Apple running up, Microsoft's up. I think they'll start to slow down a little bit, but Easy Rider Danger has me cracking up right here. Hunter says, I do legs, chest and back, arms and shoulders, then I repeat the rest the next day. So, oh, then I repeat and take rest day. Okay. So yeah, do legs, then chest and back, and then arms and shoulders. So the day you do legs, you just do legs by itself, Hunter. I guess you probably do a lot of legs. Like I've been doing like squated watts. I've been doing squated watts. No, weighted squats, Hunter, for legs here. Wow, that was a what the hell? I can't even remember what I said now. That was so messed up. But yeah, I do weighted squats for legs, and I do like a leg press. Then we have some of these like machines like where you kick your legs out, and then ones where you like pull your legs in. Then we have a calf machine. I do a calf machine too really quick, and I do that on legs, but okay, yeah, you do chest and back on the same day. That makes sense. I mean, you might as well. It's kind of like the same muscles. My buddy likes to do chest and back on different days, and I keep trying to double up days with him. I'm like, let's do legs and arms on the same day or something, but then he won't ever do. Then he doesn't like it. But yeah, Hunter goes, I do legs all by myself, and then one day or all by themselves, and one day I do then I'm quad focused, and one day I'm hamstring focused. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So like if you do legs twice in 1 week, then I get it. One day you'll focus on quads, one day hammies, and yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, so far today, Microsoft's having a pretty good move up, I will say, guys. I mean, this is a pretty good play today. I will say if I'm looking for any stocks to move up today, like for example, I'm gonna kind of slow down with Tesla because they're already up so much, and like look at this intraday move, like it's just explosive. Like I would have to expect some type of pullback eventually, but Microsoft's actually not up too much. I would think that they look like they could possibly have a second move up here, and honestly, it looks like they're gonna try. Honestly, this does not look bad, guys. Like if Microsoft breaks that high of day, I'm definitely gonna look for a nice play to the upside here because I think that setup looks pretty good actually. I'm gonna call this out really quick. Breaks the high of day at what order are we sitting here at? At, there we go. There we go. Got Microsoft. I really like that setup, guys. It looks pretty hot. I'll tell you, if that thing breaks that high of day here, hopefully she can keep running. Like I keep saying, though, you got to be a little bit worried because stocks are already up so much. Like I keep saying, they might pull back a little bit eventually, but man, it's crazy to see how much momentum is flowed back into the market today. Let's see. Peter says, have you taken a look at Rev yet? Yeah, I took a look at this one a lot last week, Peter. But yeah, oh wow, 21% today. That's nice. Yeah, I'm glad to see it up again, Peter. That's great to see. Yeah, I didn't think this one would keep going after last week. I thought it would start to slow down a little bit, but yeah, she really kept running. I know last week I drew this little like wedge pattern here with Revlon, and it actually started looking pretty good. Like you can see it broke out of this wedge and started running back up, and once it broke out and they had that big announcement, the stock really exploded and ran up for a couple days. So yeah, that's pretty crazy, Peter. It seems like that the market is liking that Chapter 11 news. So glad to see Revlon running up. Their stock was almost under $1 a share. Let's see if it did get under $1. Actually, let's see. Ooh, it got to $1.08. So gotcha. Yeah, there's a big resistance there. I think around $5, Peter. He also says getting close to 3 months levels. Yeah, I guess it is. Let's see. Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, and it's even getting close to. I would say just big level there on you know, $5 a share there, looking pretty big. But let's see Max Weekly. Yeah, it's a pretty crazy setup here with Revlon. It could be good with that Chapter 11 news. Just, you know, always be careful, of course. That one's a pretty crazy setup. I would rather try to trade Apple or something up personally. I think those are better setups in my eyes. But yeah, Revlon's definitely a big runner here, Peter. I remember we were talking about Astra a while ago, or ASTR, you know, but man, they just continued lower. That's too bad. I was hoping they would pop back up a little bit. Let's see RKLB. Let's see Rocket Lab, Peter. Oh man, yeah, Rocket Lab still kind of falling off a little bit. SPCE. SPCE is at $6.47. That's insane. Yeah, I can't believe SPCE is that low. I cannot believe they ran down all the way to there, guys. That is insane. I remember for a while I was killing it on SPCE. I traded it up once or twice. I remember I got at least one really good trade to the upside with SPCE. Yeah, and then after that one good trade, it's just been volatile and just falling right back off. But I remember for a while there, it was like cheat codes with SPCE. It was nuts. And they were like, they would fly up, heading up into launches and stuff like that. It was insane to see the way SPCE was moving there for a while. But guys, Tesla is actually pushing back to the upside here, and we're going to be testing that high of day again. We might not break out, but it's definitely an interesting setup to look at, and I know everybody loves good old Tesla, so it's definitely cool to look at that one. Rivian actually kept going. It's up 15%, guys. I mean, Rivian is just straight up exploding. I mean, RIVN is just straight up. I mean, wow. I cannot believe this. This is a huge move. Ooh. I will say, though, guys, I mean, it's a big move, but I mean, still nowhere close to recovery yet. Whew. Yeah, still a long way to go. That is going to be a long recovery for Rivian, but hopefully this is the beginning for them. I remember, I think I heard like George Soros was buying Rivian. Let me look this up for you guys, because let's see, George Soros, Rivian. He does own Rivian. God damn it, guy. 20 million shares. Oh, crap. He recently bought millions of shares of Rivian, Lucid, and NIO. Wow. That's pretty crazy. I know George Soros is one of those big political guys. He's always making plays on markets, and he'll even trade like currencies, and it doesn't just trade currencies, sometimes crashes currencies, you know, and stuff like that. Does some questionable things, to say the least, but wow, that is insane, guys, to see Soros buying up millions of all those shares. Keisha says Rivian's probably going up because of the gas prices. Peter says, yeah, same with ASTR. What a bummer. Yeah, I know. It was so sad to see those crashes and stuff like that. It was sad, but yeah, Keisha says Rivian's probably going up because of those gas prices, and yeah, you're probably right, Keisha. People are probably looking at those and saying, "Man, I'm switching over." I will say, I drive a V8 Mustang, and Keisha, it has not been friendly to gasoline. We will say that. Yeah, it's been a very brutal time at the gas pumps, to say the least. Hell, I probably got to get more gas today now that you said that. But Peter says Rivian. Now we know why it's going up. Ha, because of Soros. Yeah, Soros was actually buying in a while ago, Peter. I will say that. But yeah, that's definitely a crazy thing to see it falling off. I would say Soros is probably down like 30 to 40% right now, actually, unless he kept averaging in. But what's crazy, like with those big guys, sometimes it takes like 3 months or something to finally see the bigger report come through. So you don't really ever know they bought till like 3 months after, which sucks. But Keisha says Soros probably thinks money will start pouring into electric vehicles now because of gas prices. That is probably a good thought there, Keisha. You're probably right. And if you think about it, if you have billions and billions of dollars, it's probably not a bad idea to throw, millions of dollars onto these EV companies. You know what I mean? It's probably just not a bad play in general. As we know, I'm sure a lot of those companies will do better in the long term. I know they've been brutal lately, but longer term they might do a little bit better. But yeah, I'm always glad to talk about EVs. It's a very interesting sector. A lot of people still don't like Tesla, of course. I know people are still hating on them, but they've done very well over the past few years. Like, of course, they have their fair share of pullbacks like everything else. But like, let's be honest, if you would have bought Tesla 5 years ago, and you'd look at where they are now, you'd be very, very happy. So yeah, if you were like let's see. Let's see where she was 5 years ago. We'll just say somewhere right around here. Somewhere right around. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt. $73, 5-year returns on Tesla if you would have got it at the high. Let's see, 73 to now you're looking at like 880% increase. So yeah, I'd say on a 5-year basis, still doing very well. And actually intraday today, guys, it's actually doing quite well too. Bounced off of $700 and is bouncing up here. So hey, I'll take that, guys. A great movement out of Tesla here, breaking back above that high of pre-market. So that's looking hot. We have Microsoft running up above its high of pre-market, which is great. Apple's running up. So yeah, great movement, guys. Still more breakouts back up. That's awesome here. Vic says, hi, Tom. Short Apple or Tesla? Your thoughts? Today's one day where I feel like these stocks are just running up with a lot of momentum, Bick. So I'd be careful shorting today. I will say, if you were going to short it, I think now's a good time. Just be prepared to hold through a bit of an uptrend. Like if you do short something today, it might go up for 30 minutes or something, then fall back off. I will say, I probably expect Apple to close somewhere around like 135 or like 134. I would not be surprised if that happened, Bick. So shorting those is not a bad idea. I would say if Tesla falls under 700, Bick, I would say short it then. Like if you're watching Tesla right now and you see it move back under 700, short it. It might not be a bad play if you want to do a quick scalp. Just don't get stuck holding one of these today. I think they could still go up with momentum. Be very careful. I think that's like Bick, I would say that's like a 60% play right now. You know what I mean? I think that there's like a 40% chance that these stocks still go up. It's just a tough one. Peter says, I feel like Meta's trying to break higher. Yeah, I actually have not talked about Meta yet today, Peter. Let's check that one out. Yeah, you're right. I think it looks pretty good today, Peter. Definitely not bad. I like the way it was bouncing Friday and the way it's holding up today. If she could start running back above 167, I'd be a little bit more happy with Meta, Peter. But, it does look like the market might start to pull back a little bit. Let's see where SPY is. Yeah, SPY is just now starting to break out. Yeah, it's a tough one. I hope it runs up, Peter. It's just, I will say Meta has been underperforming like a few stocks today. Like if you look at how Meta gapped up this morning, like a lot of stocks kept going way higher today after that gap up. Like let's go look at Nvidia for one example. That's a good example. even AMD, you know, it's a lot higher than its high of pre-market, whereas Meta is just a lot slower today. So that's my only concern with Meta. But yeah, I hope it goes up for us, Peter. And you know, it definitely looks like a pretty good play in my opinion. I think there's a good shot that she could run. Peter goes, yeah, I'm watching Meta this week. Yeah, exactly. I think if we have this one on the radar this week and we just wait, I think it could definitely be a pretty good play. And hopefully it runs up today, and today's the good start for it. Because, like I said, Peter, it's been falling off. It's been so low for a long time. I've been kind of waiting for a good pop. I mean, it was doing pretty well last week before Powell spoke, but of course we know how the market gave back those gains the day after. But yeah, yeah, I appreciate you guys joining up today, though. If you want me to check anything else out, let me know in the comments, of course, and we will take a look at those setups or those stocks today. Yeah, and don't forget to smash that like button. We're at 13 likes right now. Anything above 15 likes, I'll be happy with. So please smash that like button, of course, if you have not done so yet. But yeah, let me know what stocks to watch here. Vicky says Tesla levels, Tom, please. All right, Vicky. So Tesla here actually just broke out above a pretty good resistance right around 700, and it just tested that high of like 707 to 708 from last week. Now we hit that resistance and we're coming right back down, Vicky. So with Tesla today, my main concern, Vicky, is that we're already up 8% and we're sitting right, I mean right on that resistance. Here, I'll do this on the 1 hour chart so maybe you can see the resistance a little bit better, because you can go back a little bit further out in time. So you can see 700 is a huge, huge level here for Tesla. If we hold 700 and then we start to break out a little bit more, I think Tesla could be a pretty good play up here, Vicky. But for right now, I'm really watching 700. If we fall back under that, unfortunately, I think Tesla might start consolidating back down a little bit today. We're already up 8%, and I feel like it could start to slow down. I know Tesla can have some pretty big days, but you know, it's pretty low. Like the chances of Tesla running higher than 8% are fairly low. So keep that in mind. I feel like we might start to slow down. If we end up breaking above that high of day, like 708 though, then I think we could have another run back up, Vicky. What's pretty crazy is Tesla just had some pretty crazy price action. So like we ran down, bounced off 700, ran up, hit off that resistance. Now we're just trading right between. I think we just need to wait for like a good move one way or the other, and then just kind of like go whichever way the market takes us today, like, because it's already up a lot. If it does fade lower, then I feel like that could be a pretty good short play. Kind of like how Bick was asking earlier, should I short Apple or Tesla? I said Apple wasn't my favorite, but I feel like Tesla could be a decent one to short if we fall under 700, that is. So yeah, watch for that break of 700, Vicky. Hopefully we stay above it and we keep running up. That would be favorable. I just don't think that that's going to be, you know, a high percentage move here. But yeah, thank you guys so much for liking the stream. We got up to 17 likes there. We were at 13 just a minute ago. So yeah, thank you guys so much for smashing that like button. I really appreciate that. Thanks for joining up today, Sir C. That's me. And of course, guys, any last minute calls on any stocks or anything like that, just let me know in the comments and I will check them out for you, of course. But yeah, Tesla is one of those big runners today. Chewy was another stock that was running up a ton, up 13%, and now it's starting to slow down a little bit. I feel like we might start to see now some consolidation out of stocks, guys. I mean, I think we finally ran up, and I think we finally like hit that peak of the day here. So yeah, it is a little bit unfortunate because I would have loved to see a lot of stocks continue up, but I feel like we are going to start now to slow down ever so slightly. Let's see how Zoom looks today. Yeah, they ended up getting up to 116 at the high. So if you guys enjoyed that recovery up Friday, today is a very good recovery day as well. Glad to see that. Like I said, guys, that bounce with Dow off of the futures, or that bounce with Dow futures off of that pre-COVID high is actually spot on. So keep that in mind, guys. Very interesting to see that bounce there with that. Let's see, $DIA, is it? $, I know DXY is the dollar. I was trying to find the Dow index, can't remember it. Oh, $DJI. That's it. DJI. Whoa. That went insane, guys. I wanted to see if the index was also bouncing off of the COVID high. Wow, it is actually. The index is also bouncing off of the pre-COVID high. Of course, the futures or the index follows the futures, the index or the futures follow the index, vice versa. They're usually spot on. Let's see the QQQ. Is that bouncing? Okay, so the QQQ is still up off of COVID highs. The SPY is also up off of pre-COVID highs too, which is a little bit unfortunate, or a little bit interesting, I should say, not unfortunate. But yeah, I just wanted to check that out real quick because it's kind of interesting there to see that. Let's see slash NQ for the NASDAQ futures. Yeah, NASDAQ futures are well above as well. So yeah, interesting though, guys. Very interesting to see how the Dow and of course the Dow index is bouncing right off of that low down there at that pre-COVID high, because the pre-COVID high is a pretty big level, I think, in people's minds, especially I would think it as a hold up as a big support. So yeah, very interesting, and the market's kind of bouncing, so maybe we'll see some multi-day movers here. Vicky says thank you, Tom. Yeah, and thank you, Vicky, and thank you guys so much for joining up today. Of course, always glad to have some good conversation and glad to talk about Rivian, some of those tech stocks, and even working out a little bit. So very interesting. But we have Sal saying hi, MULN levels. Let's check it out because it looks like Mullen is moving quite a bit actually here, Sal. Let's see. Yeah, Mullen's bouncing a lot off of that $1 support. Let's check it out on a 90-day, 15-minute chart because, yeah, this stock's all over the place, Sal. $1 is a big support on this one, though, so definitely eye up $1 even. Then we're running up to $1.50, and yeah, we're actually starting to break out above that. Keep in mind this one's a penny stock, so you need to give or take a couple cents for these resistance levels here, but there's a big resistance level coming up right around $1.50 to $1.60. There's been a lot of bounces right there. Personally, I wouldn't even try to play that if you're trying to play that to the upside or downside. You might be able to catch a quick, 2 to 5% move on the stock there if you're trying to play it to the upside. But personally, Sal, this stock's pretty crazy. There's a pretty good intraday support level at $1.40. I'm seeing another support at $1.30. Then a nice upper resistance though, like I said, is at $1.55. So I would really watch somewhere around $1.55 to $1.60 as resistance. I think that might end up holding up as that today. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys joining up today. I will say Tesla is getting a second leg up. I know we talked about it potentially falling under $700 or breaking that high of day again. And I will say, guys, it looks like it might break that high of day. I mean, it's starting to really get back up there. So thank you guys so much for joining up, though. Of course, Vicky, Sal, Peter, Keisha, Hunter, of course, Bick, Easy Rider Danger. Love that name, Easy Rider. Of course, Iranical, Catherine, thanks so much. Carlos, Sean Cornish, George or Cyber, thank you for joining up. But yeah, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. We have Tesla re-breaking out back to the upside, running up to 710. I'm sure other stocks are still breaking out, like Square's running up. Peter was talking about Meta earlier. Hopefully Meta starts running up for us. DraftKings is getting a second leg. So yeah, great day so far today, guys. Glad to see it. Sal says he has 100 shares of Mullen at $1.05. MULN, $1.05. That's a really good time to buy there, Sal. Glad you're in at a low price, and hopefully she keeps running up for you. I will say on a multi-day level here, it looks pretty hot, and hey, if I was in at $1.05, I'd probably hold through the next couple days and see what happens. But of course, hopefully you have a strategy in place, Sal. Definitely try to stick to your gut there. But yeah, have a great rest of your day, guys. I appreciate you joining up, and as always, we'll be live tomorrow morning right at market open. So if you know anybody else that trades or anything like that, definitely let them know, and we will be here tomorrow morning. So join us again, and thank you guys. Have a great rest of your day.